In this video, I'm going to make a start on the MOT work on the 2CV. You know I've already started the brakes, they're in progress at the moment. I'm now going to turn my attention, if I can remember where I've put the keys, down here, to the door locks. Explain a bit about how these door locks work, because it's not quite how you expect. So if you insert the key, you lock the door and then the handle spins around like so. That's how it's meant to work, and then you unlock it and the barrel grips the handle and you can open the door. Yeah, you can see the problem there, it's not happening. So I'm going to quickly whip that off once I can work out how to get in. Let me in, Ellie. Went around the other way, opened the door. Now I don't think this would have been an MOT failure until fairly recently, but it is a new one. But all we need to do, posi or crosshead screwdriver, get this cover off, and then it's one 8mm nut on the back of that. Can you hold the door, Foxanne? That'd be really helpful. I will get the necessary tools. Sorry for this lump, but I'm having to use Foxanne as a camera stand because I've left my tripod at home. That screw was already loose. That's encouraging. Oh, these are machine screws. So it's a screw head, but a thread like a bolt, as you may be able to see. Nice little things. That little gutter rail would be a perfect place to put them, and then forget where they are, take Foxanne for a drive, and realise I've lost them. Now I had to do this trick on the boot handle fairly recently, so you may have seen that one. This one's going to get interrupted, hopefully by the arrival of a new car. That's what I'm waiting for at the moment. I'm very excited. Plastic cover off, screw off. And like I say, we've now just got the one 8mm on the back. It's a fairly short bolt, so that shouldn't be too much longer. There we go. Now I can withdraw the door handle. Nice and easy. Put that bit there as well. So just ditch all this. There's a bit of a rubber buffer, a plastic washer, various things just to stop stuff getting knackered. So yeah, if I pop the barrel out, it all relies on this little key here. Oh, this is going to really upset the autofocus. Bear with me while I try and manual focus. This should be fun and probably quite blurry. So the reason I don't tend to use manual focus is I can't tell whether that's blurry or not. But oh, this is all very dry and slightly rusty. So yeah, the lock comes out, and what happens is this lock barrel grabs the handle, and there are various things inside here which it can grab, and then when it grabs it, you oh, I'm not in focus. You get focus myself again. You get locking or unlocking action, so you can open the door, and then when you lock it again, the cylinder can spin in the handle. You can't open the door. It's really good because you can't force it, but sadly this one seems a bit gummed up. I shall ponder what to do and how to film it. Well, that's it then. The Yugo Sana, yes, a Yugo Sana. When did you last see one of those? Has arrived. It is dreadful. You will be able to see more about that in other videos. But I'm going to have to depart now because I need to edit up a video on that one. So Eddie's going to have to wait. Hopefully the next time I come back, I'll have the drum fitted with a new wheel bearing, so I can swap the pads over because they're the wrong way round, fit the new wheel cylinders both sides, and button her up. Start getting her ready for an MOT again, and that will be very exciting. But yeah, I need to scarper now, so yeah, I'll get back onto this when I can. Welsh rush hour. Well, 3 trips in a Delica later, and I've got an awful lot of stuff here. There's the wings, bonnets and doors pile. There's quite a few there. A bit of glass here, interior, wheel trims, centre caps, bits of plastic. We've got all the glass that's fixed in the side of the car, more trim, mirrors in that one, gauges, so the off-roadery type ones down there. You probably can't see that, it's just glaring off it. Bumpers, fuel tank, rear lights. This is quite the stash of bits. So 2 cars broken to try and keep this one going, but alas, corrosion got the better of it. Scuttle panel there, all this stuff, so much stuff. So that's all getting collected tomorrow. I have now got the drum for the 2CV. You can see it here. It's got a new wheel bearing fitted. It's still got the plastic protective ring on the inside, so that's ready to go back on. Before I do that, I've got to dismantle the rear brakes and actually build them properly with new wheel cylinders, but we're a bit tight for space with all this stuff going on today. But I thought we could return to something we were looking at if I can find the parts. I was doing something with the lock the other day. That's what this video was going to be about. See if I can find the rest of it. Oh, look, I made the mistake of poking a hole. Not a good idea. I've also fitted a rear wiper blade because I'm stupid, but it just didn't look right without a wiper blade, and I had one in my stash. That's not really any good. Anyway, these sandals are a liability. Slightly worried, I don't know where the 2CV's door handle is. I thought it was on here, but it appears not to be on there. Oh dear. So stage 1 might be trying to find where that's gone. Right then, first use of head torch, so we'll see how this goes. But I've got the lock softly held in some mole grips, and I think the first thing I'm going to do is just get some brake cleaner and try and squirt that in a few places, and we'll see if that has any bearing. So that's locked, so it's locked to the shaft, so that's open. That should now open the door, and that's locked, so the barrel now spins on the shaft and you can't open the door. So it might just be that the dry lube has congealed somewhat. It certainly looks like it, although actually that lock does look quite broken. Oh, there we go, that's the lock position when that... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong side, that's why. But yeah, there's a lot of congealed muck in there. Let's grab a bit of blue wipe. Now, I thought dry graphite lube was kind of what you need for door locks, but this stuff just seems to have congealed. So there we go. When I put the key in, you can see that little yellow brass slider retracts so you can spin the handle. And what should then happen is you unlock it, and that locks nice and tight. I think that's working. I'm just going to slip the handle on, so we'll free that off a moment. He says, trying not to get oil on his shorts. Oh, I should have done knees alert, really, shouldn't I? Come on, I didn't do it that tight. There we go. Right, soften that a little, and get the handle, slide that into there, and then we can conduct another test. There we go. So that's handle unlocked, so the handle cannot rotate. And if we do that, then now the handle can rotate, and that's the locked position, because you can't force that. That's a very ingenious sort of a lock. And we'll just unlock again, and now it should be absolutely locked to the shaft. So what happens is this will now turn that handle, which opens the door. That's how that works. So yeah, there we go. That's a nice easy fix. That was an MOT failure because you have to be able to open all doors from the outside where there are handles. If your car didn't have handles on the outside, I think some old Triumphs, Land Rovers, I think early Land Rovers, I think you had to reach for a flap. That's all fine, but because this is an external handle and it wouldn't unlock, that was not fine. So proof is in the pudding. We'll go and fit that to the car, and that shouldn't take too long. Going for a wonder. Look at my mayhem. Unfortunately, one of the spare Dacia front wings, it was up there, and then it fell down and it tore my big canvas picture of London. But that's my own fault for being a bit rubbish, I should say. Foxanne is still sitting here awaiting attention. Let's shove the lock in, Let's put all the furniture on. The other furniture is up here. Got the finisher there, stainless steel, rubber seal and a plastic washer. It's important to have all of them, and we'll offer that up. And just before we, so that's the unlock position, just before we fit it fully, it should now, oh, I've not fitted that in the right place, because look, we got the door handle at 90 degrees, so it's a good job we're checking. I've never done that before ever, that's amazing. So yeah, there's the door, opens the door. That seems to work. Try the unlock position, and now that should not open the door. Beautiful. Right, we shall reattach that. Let's unlock the door first. We'll reattach the door with the little bolt. It goes here. Oh, hello, I'm missing a sleeve. Oh, I'm missing a spring. I'm pretty sure there should be a spring in there. Oh, there's a spring. That's all right. We got the spring. What we haven't got is this little internal seal that just goes in there just to keep things nice and dry. Beautiful. So that goes in there. We apply this little 8mm headed, 5mm threaded, I imagine, bolt. Typically I seem to have tied up all the spanners, have I? Oh no, look, there's one there. I should have known me better. So we'll just snug that up. There we go. That is now a door that is unlocking as it should, and locking as it should. There we go, one step closer to an MOT. Beautiful. Right, don't forget the spanners up there. We'll put that there instead. There's just this little cover to refit here. Just takes these two little machine screws, and we'll consider that done. I think it's really hot in here again today. It's a bit of a heat wave in the UK. It was over 30 in places yesterday. That really was hot. I was driving around in the GSA regretting buying a black car. It was very nearly as hot as Australia, and yeah, it wasn't very comfortable. The day before, I started collecting all the Tercel parts. I was driving around in the Delica, and that was exciting, rebuilding the brakes. So I'm not rebuilding, just dismantling and lubing them up and trying to get away with it. Oh, there we go. Sometimes it's good I don't tidy up, because now we can consider that job done. So still to do on the 2CV. We've still got to refit the rear brakes. That all needs sorting. We've still got to go through the wiring because the lights were playing up variously. But my job tomorrow is going to be come here, get rid of this car and all these spares, and then I can focus on getting the 2CV back on the road. With the 2CV back on the road, I can then bring the Delica in, leave the Delica here, work on it when I can, and not have to stress about getting it working enough to drive back, which means I can sort the brakes out properly. Here are the brakes, incidentally, and yeah, I look forward to cracking on. I can't access the Yugo at the moment because that's buried, but I want to get some oil in the engine. It's a forlorn hope, I think, but it might just turn happily, but I think it's worth a go. So we'll pour some oil into the cylinders, just let that sit there for a while before we make any attempt at all. But yeah, main one is get Ellie back on the road, because it's been gorgeous sunny weather and I've not had my soft top 2CV, and I really am missing the old girl. So yeah, get her out for further adventures. Incidentally, just while we're here, people talk about needing to get the polish out, and they're right, this wing is quite rubbish, but the paint is kind of flaking off, so you polish at your own risk, really. That's a plastic wing. I've got a metal one to go on, and my plan was to paint the rear wings and the boot lid at the same time to match the front wings. And people say, oh, you need to polish up these front wings, but these wings are actually in a satin paint, which I chose deliberately, primarily because I can just paint it with rattle cans, and the finishes actually come out quite well. There's a few mucky fingerprints because me, but yeah, I was really pleased with the finish, so maybe I should have painted them properly red, but hey, we make such decisions. I'm going to wrap this one up then, and I'll find somewhere to put this screwdriver. So there you go. There's progress on the 2CV. It's not a huge amount of progress, but I'm trying to keep you updated as best I can. It gets quite distracting. You can see how distracting my life is because I've got so many different things all going on at once. There is so much I want to do, but next week's focus is definitely getting the 2CV back on the road. If for nothing else, next week is the anniversary of meeting the new Miss HubNut. Although I suppose if I've been with her a year, that means I probably should stop calling her the new Mrs. HubNut. Sorry, Miss HubNut. She is just Miss HubNut, so we should say that. And Ellie and I first met the new lady a year ago, so it would be nice to get her out for the anniversary. And of course Ellie responded really well, as she always does, because she's quite jealous, by stuffing her engine up. So that was just before we went to Croatia. I had to dismantle the engine and replace all that, but that was all good fun. But yeah, that's just a bit of the insanity of my life. So I hope you've enjoyed it anyway. And yeah, don't forget you can head to the HubNut store for all the HubNut merch. At the moment, Triangle of Doom t-shirts, the second batch has started selling out now. We will get more, but trying to keep on top of the orders is quite difficult. And Rachel is only one woman and she is still running the store. So bear with us, folks. We will definitely get more stocks in and other designs hopefully in time too. Hopefully have some mug news before too long as well, because people have been complaining about capacity, and rightly so. But anyway, I'm waffling, so I shall say thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. I shall see you in a future video. Farewell. Well, sadly, things have escalated in entirely the wrong way.